Hi babe, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm Shayla. I really wasn't sure if I was gonna vlog today or not, just given everything that's been going on with Penny and given the extreme turn of events that has happened over the last few days. But seeing that I quite literally didn't leave my apartment all day yesterday and couldn't stop crying, I woke up this morning and realized that it probably would be helpful for me to give myself a little extra purpose while I am going through this because I'm really struggling. If you are up to date on my vlogs, then you already know that my dog Penny was diagnosed with an incurable form of cancer. She was officially diagnosed 4 weeks ago, and I started noticing the signs probably 6 or 7 weeks ago. The last month or so has been really challenging for me. Penny's been my ride or die for 10 years, and it's just all felt really sudden. The cancer is aggressive. There hasn't really been anything that I can do for her other than try to keep her comfortable and wait for her to let me know when she's ready to go. And part of me feels weird even filming today, and there's a part of me that doesn't even want to talk about this at all, because that's typically how I deal with really hard things, is I just shut down and shut myself out from the world. But I know from experience that's not a healthy way of coping with things, and it's also my last day with Penny today, and I don't want to spend it like this. And I feel like I will spend it like this if I don't have you here. So I decided to pick up the vlogging camera and vlog a little bit today and try to hold myself accountable to not let myself have a complete mental breakdown, because this is one of the hardest decisions that I've ever had to make. After we got back from the boat party on Saturday, it was just very clear that she was not okay, and things have been progressively declining over the last few days. She is having trouble breathing, she is having trouble standing, she's lost her appetite, and she's clearly not herself. And after consulting with some professionals and getting the opinion of Brooke, who's known Penny for most of her life, 8 years, and my boyfriend and my mom, decided that the kindest thing I can do is have a vet come to the house tomorrow and let her rest and not prolong this suffering, since her quality of life has decreased such a massive amount. This was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. It's a decision that I didn't want to have to make, but at the same time, you know, I love and respect her too much to prolong her suffering, and doing so would be selfish. My boyfriend and I had planned a trip upstate for this weekend, and since the beginning of all of this with Penny, I kept hoping that she would be able to make it upstate with us. But obviously that's not going to happen. So I'm pretty disappointed about that, but I also am thinking about that. Feel like it'll probably be good for me to get away for a few days, because I know that tomorrow is going to be really tough. So yeah, this whole vlog hopefully won't be sad. I contemplated just vlogging my weekend in the Catskills, but thought if I was possibly feeling down that might be kind of confusing, and you probably also wonder where Penny was, because she's obviously not going to be with us. So I figured I would start the vlog today, document some of my final moments with Penny. Sorry. Don't plan on vlogging tomorrow, but I'll obviously pick the vlogging camera back up on Friday for our trip upstate. I know some people might not understand why I'm even vlogging through this anyway, but this is good for me and therapeutic and giving me purpose. So if you are watching, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving and supporting myself and Penny through this. It really hasn't been easy, but I'm hoping that she can have some peace here soon, and that I can stop crying, because I've been crying every day for the last 6 weeks, and I'm really tired of crying. She won't even get up and come when I'm gonna take them for a walk. It's just sad, you guys. It's just really, really sad. She's up. Come here, gorgeous girl. Here. That's my gorgeous girl. Good job. You're so smart. Okay, it's okay. Just sit. It's all right. Okay. Also, just really quickly, I feel like it's pretty sad that I even feel the need to say this. And I hope that none of you are heartless enough to do this, but I feel like I just need to say this. If you feel tempted to share an unproductive opinion or your 2 cents worth of unsolicited advice on the difficult choice that I have been forced to make, please refrain. I don't want to hear it. It's not productive. You don't know my dog. And it's not helpful. I'm sharing this because this is part of my life, and I'm sharing this to hopefully help somebody else that's gone through this feel a little less alone. And I'm not looking for opinions or advice. I'm not looking for anything really. If you do feel compelled to say something, kindness, love, and support is really the only thing that will be accepted here. And thank you in advance for respecting that. Moving on, got 2 little activities for Penny and I to do. One is to make a paw print ornament, and then I also got this little paw print kit. I don't know what I will do with these, but I just thought it might be nice to have. Ornament obviously will be really special to have. I just got this on Amazon. I will link it below. I read some of the reviews and a lot of people said to knead the putty that's in here for a good amount of time to get it softer, so we're gonna start with that. This one was fairly easy. We'll see how it turns out. I had to use a cutting board on the bottom. Now let's try this little ink one. Will it come with instructions?
1, 2, 3. Oh, look how cute that is. Such a little paw. That's so cute.
That's really cute. I'm gonna put a packet of BT Fountain in some water. I feel like I need some extra electrolytes after how much I've cried. And I am gonna try to answer a few emails right now because I did not even open my inbox yesterday. I feel like working in general has just been nearly impossible, but I'm gonna let her rest a little bit and try to get a little bit of work done. And then we'll continue on our day celebrating our girl, Penny. Have no appetite, but I know I should eat something. Just doing some jasmine rice with some veggies. I have carrots, spinach, zucchini, eggplant, mushrooms, garlic, and sesame seeds. I'm gonna do a little bit of this chili crunch on top as well. Stopped by Trader Joe's after the park and picked up a few things, more dog treats because Penny is getting as many of these as she wants tonight, along with some turkey breast for Penny because again, the girl is just gonna live it up tonight. We're having a girls' night and we're letting her pig out. We're letting her treat herself, if you will. And then for me, I already had this jar of pasta sauce, so I'm going to do some pasta sauce with gnocchi from Trader Joe's. We'll add some fresh basil on top and do a little broccoli on the side. And aside from that, it's all about the self-care and cuddles tonight. I've endured a lot of heartbreaking and painful things in my life. And between you and I, yesterday was one of the most painful and heartbreaking days of my life. I can't even think about it for too long right now, otherwise I'm gonna start crying again. But I will say that the vet who I had come to the house, who by the way is called the Zen Dog Vet, he was amazing. He was recommended to me by a friend. If you live in the New York area and you're looking for services like these, I highly recommend him. He was great, but he assured me that I was making the right choice. But it's just, regardless of whether it was right, it still doesn't make it any easier. I'm devastated. I would not have been able to get through yesterday without the support of my boyfriend and my best friend Brooke, who were both quite literally holding my hand through it, physically there, as well as my mom. And I have had so many friends and neighbors and loved ones reach out and share their support, and it means so much to me. And I know that if you are not a dog person, or you've never had your own dog, you might not get this at all, and you might think that I'm absolutely insane, but I feel like a part of me died yesterday, and I can't even think about it for too long because I just did my makeup so that I wouldn't cry again, because I've been crying nonstop for what feels like the last 6 weeks. And I am personally so drained, and my sweet boyfriend, he has been so amazing through all of this, and I know that he's probably exhausted as well. I've been nonstop crying and upset over this for the last 6-ish weeks, like I said. And as you know, we have a trip booked upstate for this weekend. We're gonna be leaving in a little bit, and I really want to try to put on a brave face for him and for me to try to have a good weekend and try to lighten the mood a little bit, because things have just felt really heavy and I think we all could use a break. Of course, I'm allowing myself to feel my feelings, and I will say that the grief and honestly shock comes in waves. Yesterday I was a mess. I did do what I could to try to support myself and distract myself a little bit. I went and got my nails done, and I took Bolly with me. Then my boyfriend, he's so freaking thoughtful, coordinated for a bunch of our friends to meet at this little bar where I could bring Bolly and hang out and have a chat and have a drink, which was so sweet. And it really did take my mind off of things for the interim, but it was almost like as soon as I came home to go to bed, the grief and sadness just like hit me so hard, and I could not stop crying last night. Anyway, again, I'm gonna try to not think about this for right now, because I need to compartmentalize and try to gain my energy and strength back, because I just feel emotionally completely drained. We have been planning this weekend away for over a month, and I really want this weekend to be fun, and I want to show him some support and gratitude because he's been so amazing to me, and I want him to have a nice weekend too. So I'm going to try my best to grieve silently if I can manage and try to refocus my energy. And it's like, he's made it very clear to me he's happy to be here for me, and he's doing it so generously and willingly, but I'm like, this poor guy. I've just not been myself for the last month and a half, and I'm sure he's exhausted. So the game plan is, let's try to have some fun, try to lighten the mood. I need to stay in the moment, tap into gratitude, focus on all the amazing times that Penny and I had, and try to find some acceptance for what is. I think that that is the thing that's really holding me back from starting the healing process, because I'm having a hard time processing what has actually happened, because it's happened so fast. This trip upstate could not come at a more perfect time. I need to get out in nature, I need some fresh air, and I need a change of scenery. There's something about being at home that's making me really, really sad. Okay, let's switch up the vibe. I know it's not as easy as snapping your fingers, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and shift my vibe and have a good weekend. This little girl needs me too, so we're gonna have to pull it together.
And jacket. Get the baby. Should we bring Penny's blankie with us? Come on, we'll bring this. Come on, we'll bring this with us.
Also, I'd like to point out, one of the only upsides to being sad is that my boyfriend can't make fun of me for overpacking for a weekend trip. In my defense, I don't have a smaller suitcase. I only have my big suitcase. And I know it's ridiculous, but I had to pack some chunky sweaters, and I just didn't have room in my weekender bag. So the big suitcase it is, and he can't give me shit for it. That's great. So I feel like I'm gonna get asked. The scarf is from Zara, and so is my quilted bucket hat. And we're off. made it. And we are staying at Night Fox A-Frame, where I stayed with my mom last winter. Although you can't really see anything. He's gonna throw snowball at me. Ah!
You made your own bed.
Good morning. I realize now, waking up here, this is exactly what I needed, to just get out in nature. It's so quiet and calm here. Peaceful, and I had a good sleep. I'm gonna head into town now and go grab breakfast and coffee. Better not fall in. You have that look like you're gonna do something. Oh yeah, that one looks much more reliable. Jeez. Good view? Bringing home some mince pie. I've never had this before, but we shall see.
Mince, it's fruit.
Why do they call it mince pie then?
It's like crap.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of fruit is in it?
It's all fruit. It's just all fruit and just yummy. That's so good. Had a lovely little fire, played some Monopoly Deal, and now we ventured back into town for dinner. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it is like a ghost town. It is so quiet. I'm so surprised by that. I feel like this would be such a great winter getaway, and there's just not a ton of people. That's okay, we're enjoying it. Peace and quiet. Away from the hustle and bustle of the city, we're going to a place called The Walk-In, and apparently they have good food and cocktails, and we're gonna check it out. One last stop in town. Where's the omelet? Oh yeah. That's probably the best. Well, what's that thing in there?
I have no idea. That looks really yummy. I think I just want a plain one. Had to get a little croissant. How's yours? What did you get? The special. That looks really yummy. A cider tasting. Cheers, darling.